A desolate corner of scorched earth. Here, the sun rules brutally and burns away all life. There's no water, no shade, only the exhausting heat during the day and the scalding cold at night. All this makes it the most brutal place on Earth. Few can survive here. It's a land where existence is a constant struggle, a land where anyone can die instantly. On this desolate battlefield, life for one means the end of everything for another. In the land of sands, where life is constantly on the edge, there lives a little beast that is perfectly adapted to the hardships of the desert. This desert dweller is a little guy you've probably never heard of, the sand cat, a true master of survival in the dead-hot sands. The velvet cat gets its name from the endless barkhans of the Sahara Desert, where in the mid-19th century, these little wildcats were first spotted by the Frenchman Jean Marguerite on an expedition to these hot lands. The barkhan, or sand cat or desert cat, are the names given to this animal, which lives in the deserts of North Africa, the Arabian Peninsula, and Central Asia. The sand cat remains a mystery to modern man, despite the fact that this species was discovered over 100 years ago. Many are not even aware of the existence of the wild cat, the size of a domestic cat. It is a rather secretive animal, preferring a nocturnal lifestyle, but with the development of GPS trackers and satellite tracking systems, scientists can now study barking cats without trapping them or disturbing them by living peacefully away from humans. Every animal has its own place in the ecosystem. Nature has endowed the barkhan cat with everything for a comfortable life in a hellish climate. These beige beauties are the only cats that live mostly in deserts and are simply designed to survive in the harshest of environments. Their disposition is peaceful compared to other wild cats, which are quite ferocious. With their cute little ears, fluffy sideburns on their heads, and thick, sandy-colored coats, they have the classic domestic cat look. But these felines are true ruthless carnivores, unusual inhabitants of hot and arid territories. They are not inferior to anyone they can handle. First of all, the tiny size of the predator attracts attention. The velvet cat is one of the smallest in the family of felines and in terms of its size is strongly inferior to other closely related species, including domestic cats. It is only 25 to 30 centimeters at the withers and up to 90 centimeters long with the tail. The largest male velvet cat weighs up to 3.5 kilograms, but females are much larger. The head of the predator is large and broad. Its head may look even wider because of bushy sideburns that grow into large fluffy ears. The distinctive shape of the head is somewhat flattened. Its ears are large, widely set, and covered inside with a thick white coat that protects it from wind-blown sand. You may get the impression that the ears are larger than the head, and the head is somewhat disproportionate for such a small and slender body. The unconventional structure of the muzzle makes these cats look cute and somewhat amusing. The paws of the barkhan cat are short but powerful. The predator can stun its prey with a single strike. Large and strong claws allow the cat to quickly dig a burrow or small rodents inhabiting burrows. The soles of barkhan cats' paws are protected by a thick layer of thick and tough fur. These mittens protect delicate paw pads from heated sand, allow the cat not to leave trails behind, and create a support to prevent the cat from getting bogged down among quicksand. These cats meow, growl, hiss, shriek, purr, and produce a number of other sounds, much like those of a domestic cat. The acute hearing of sand cats helps them detect prey that is hiding even underground. Their very modest size enables them to fit into small burrows, which the cat easily digs out with its strong paws. The desert is not only a merciless sun by day, but also extremely cold temperatures at night. Therefore, the desert cat has thick and soft fur, which retains body heat during the cold nights and keeps the animal warm, and also keeps heat out during the day so that the animal is not very hot. The color is usually light sandy in color with reddish tinges and barely visible small stripes or spots. This appearance is, of course, due to its sandy habitat, making the breed virtually invisible in sandy deserts and rocky valleys. The pussycat leads a solitary and nocturnal life. That's why naturalist photographers look for animals at night. During daytime, cats usually hide in burrows or caves and become active towards night. The sand cat, which inhabits the heart of the waterless desert, goes hunting under the cover of night. Before leaving its den, the sand cat assumes a peculiar pose in its hiding place, waiting and scrutinizing its surroundings for 15 minutes. It carefully looks around and listens. Then, crouching on the ground and moving almost crawling on the sand, it silently walks around its domain in search of prey. Despite their somewhat peculiar way of movement, barking animals cover short distances at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. However, the plastin mode of movement does not prevent the cat from covering long distances of up to 10 kilometers in search of prey, exploring a territory of up to 8 square kilometers during the night on one sortie. This beast roams quietly and cautiously. Its gait is soft and its footsteps are almost silent. The desert cat is the cautious one. If approached, it freezes and closes its eyes so that the glare from its eyes does not betray it. Another unusual feature of sand cats is their ability to freeze so skillfully that they can be touched, moved, and they won't even move. Finding food in the desert is difficult, so they are not fastidious about food and eat whatever they can find and manage. Their diet is based on small stuffed animals, but a considerable part of their diet consists of gerbil mice, lizards, small hares, insects, small birds, and their nestlings. Their prey is difficult to kill, so if a cat succeeds in hunting, it tries to fill its ration. A cat can eat up to 10% of its body weight at a time. The velvet cat's main hunting techniques are based on hunting from concealment. Velvet cat's acute hearing helps them detect prey hiding even under the ground. Most often, jumping out of an ambush, the cat grabs its prey by the neck and shakes it violently. It will then tear its prey with its teeth and claws and devour its chunks of food. Interestingly, the sand cat can go several weeks without water, quenching its thirst solely with food. Their extremely efficient urinary system gives them the ability to concentrate liquid secretions that eliminate water loss from frequent urination, apparently allowing them to survive for long periods without drinking. And in areas where there are water sources, the cat regularly goes to watering places, sometimes up to 10 kilometers away. Sometimes the predator will catch its prey far away from the burrow, but unlike other cats, it will not drag its prey into the burrow. Dragging it across the sand will leave tracks. When a cat manages to catch more than it can eat, it buries its prey in the sand to return to it later to finish it off. The ability to hunt snakes is a special talent of these animals. Predators attacked horned sand vipers, which are highly venomous members of the local fauna. Velvet cats easily stun the snake with precise and swift blows to the head, and then kill it with a bite to the neck. The animal returns to its den only in the morning and performs exactly the same ritual upon entering the den as upon leaving it in order to avoid encounters with predators. Camouflage is a necessity without which beasts cannot survive in the desert, where they can hardly hide. Natural camouflage enables the Barkan cat to hide from even the keen eye of a bird of prey. The ability of the sand cat to move quickly and almost silently, leaving no trace in the sand, makes hunting it extremely difficult. This is why this animal remains largely inaccessible to researchers. To follow a sand cat is an impossible task. The most interesting thing is that Barkan cats, even as adults, always remain similar to kittens. Well, and small, long-eared kittens are simply the top of fascination. Male and female of this species live separately, but their home territories overlap. During mating season, Barkan cats seek mates in the desert with loud calls resembling more of a dog's bark than a cat's meow. These sounds should alert and attract a mate. Sensitive hearing helps the female hear this call, even at a great distance. Usually, there may be miles of unoccupied wilderness between the cats' ranges, but if they are lucky, the pair will meet and start a family. Such multi-day concerts take place from February to mid-day. Pregnancies last from 60 to 65 days. A litter usually contains 3 to 5 kittens, which the female produces in a spacious den. Newborn cubs weigh 40 to 55 grams and gain about 12 grams a day. At 2 weeks of age, the kittens open their eyes, and after another week, they start running. At 5 weeks, they switch to solid food. In the 3rd month of life, the kittens go hunting with their mother. The female lives with her offspring for up to 6 to 8 months, teaching them how to hunt. Once the young cats have mastered the necessary hunting skills, they head off to find their own territory and begin an independent life. At 9 to 13 months of age, they become sexually mature. Able to hide from enemies and always find food, these kings of the desert, as nomads call them, are quite comfortable in some of the most unbearable conditions on the planet. The barking cat is a unique species of mammal which is not recommended to keep at home. The animal leads a rather secretive lifestyle, and its domestication is unlikely to give owners the joy of such a pet. Keeping it will cause much inconvenience, as in captivity, such cats are prone to viral diseases, and what vaccinations can and should be done to an animal is unknown. Important: it's impossible to find such a cat in an ordinary cattery. A wild animal such as a barking cat rarely breeds in captivity. It must be said that in some countries, this animal is practically on the verge of extinction. It's a pity that people's excessive greed leads to such sad consequences.